Hello folks and welcome back to another vlog on the channel. Now in this week's video we are going back to the stock car racing track. My dad's racing again tonight, but I thought I'd switch things up a little bit. I want to do a more behind the scenes of tonight's racing, show us how we get set up, show you what we need to get set up as well, and obviously just the normal racing part as well. So I hope you enjoy this one. So we start by loading the car up onto the trailer and then we can make our way to the track. So we're on our way to the racing now. It's been absolutely chucking it down, it's windy as anything and it's soaking. Still looking forward to the night?
I don't mind a bit, but I quite like it. Just like the skidding about and all that. It doesn't bother me really. It's very exciting.
We've got a set of wet tyres as well to go on, so we're prepared for it. And you're coming off with 2 wins for the first meeting of the year as well. So
up a grade.
You're up a grade now as well. Yellow roof at the last meeting, now up to a blue roof. After winning the second heat and final at the last one. But it should still be a good night. So we'll see how it goes. We then drove into Cowdenbeath and then got into the actual race wall itself, parked up, and then we got the car off of the trailer. So the car is now off the trailer and we're at the track. There's a few more drivers over there, but there's still a lot of cars to come. It's still quite early, but it's an absolute peace over here. There is cars practising out on track, but we're pretty much ready to go. We're already fueled up and stuff. We'll just really need to change the tyres into some wets. Could then fit this little fancy gadget into the car. This is a transponder. You literally fit it into a hole in the floor, and to put it simply, what it does is pretty much lets race control know what position you're in after each lap. So once you're sort of settled down at the track and stuff, once you get the car off the trailer and all that, you then have to go and sign in as a driver. Now this is your driver's licence pretty much for racing. This costs about £75 I think for the year for our formula anyway. It is different for different sort of cars and all that, but this is pretty much just an ID for getting into the racing. So you take this across, get it signed and stuff for the meeting, and then pay £2 for the ORCI, and then that's you ready to race pretty much. Then your car has to get scrutineered, so you always need this. Racing as well as us tonight are the Pro Stocks, Brisca F2 and Micro F2s as well. Right, so as Chief Mechanic I've made the decision to put the wet tyres onto the car because it just rained about 10 minutes ago. The track's not getting any drier, so we'll get some wet tyres onto the car. So here are the wet tyres that we run. These are the Uniroyal Rain Sports. They're absolutely brilliant for the wet, instead of those dry ones that are currently on it. So that is a full set of wet tyres onto the car. I've checked all the tyre pressures and tightened them up properly as well, so we should be all ready to go. So the race meeting started at 6 PM, we were the third race on, so it's now a wee bit later, but my dad's out on track, so let's go and watch it. So it's now time for the first race of the night. My dad's starting from blue grade tonight and the weather's getting worse for this one. Look at the state of the flags up there. So for our formula, it's a clutch start off the line. Now with other formulas you get a rolling start, which is where you're behind a pace car until the yellow flag goes to green. So it makes it a bit trickier for us to get off the line, but my dad's managed to do it pretty decently here. And it's actually a pretty smooth sailing first heat for my dad. He keeps out of trouble and he has a few good battles along the way.
Down the back straight from Gail Payton.
a competitive race there. My dad ended up getting sick there, I think, but it's absolutely soaking. The rain's just coming down. And the rain wasn't for stopping either, it was hammering it down. I then caught up with my dad once he got back to see how he thought he got on. Right Dad, in for the first heat. I mean, I was getting soaked watching it up in the stand, but it must have been even worse. Nah.
Just driving blind all the time.
Aye, so 6th place there I think it was, but aye, the track's absolutely soaking. Good that we put the wet tyres on, but even then it still looks slippy, eh? Still nothing. Aye. After the first heat we didn't really have to do anything to the car because it was pretty much unscathed after the first race. So it was time for the second race now, and we'll see how my dad gets on.
Facing the wrong way. Facing the wrong direction. All the drivers.
And the wet conditions were making it pretty tricky for all the drivers out there, still slipping and sliding about. And the race actually came to a yellow flag after a crash out on the track, and my dad is up into second at this point, so he's got the chance to get up into first now after this restart. He gets the move done down into the inside and he's up into first place, but there's all those cars behind him now wanting to get past.
John Galloway into the lead then from 145 in a year. 700 in a sandwich with Stockcar. And then White 700 through for the position.
A few laps later my dad actually got passed by a couple of the other drivers, which put him into 3rd place, and that's where he finished the race, which isn't too bad considering. So once my dad came back in from the second heat, we could get some fresh fuel into the car, and now it was time for the last race of the night, the final. It was a really close battle between my dad and the two other cars, but after I'm getting pushed to the outside line, they both got past them. And after there was a big pile up on the home straight, my dad has nowhere to go and goes right into the side of the Ford car. It brings the yellow flags out, but my dad managed to get back into the race and get the restart, and he managed to finish the race in 7th, which is pretty good as well. Once my dad got back to the pits and we got the car loaded up onto the trailer, we found some new dents on the car. Perfect. This is just what we want. We then made our way home after the racing and dropped off the trailer, and that brought our end to the night. And there we have it, that brings us to the end of this week's vlog. I hope you did enjoy it. Now there will be a new video coming out next week on the Vauxhall Nova, getting further on with the progress on that. So I hope you are all looking forward to that, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. So please like this video, comment down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new or you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed. See you guys in the next one, bye.